Welcome back. Thank you for joining me today, and I've just taken a very long, very quiet drive along a road called Sandbanks Lane just outside the medieval market town of Faversham in Kent to a gorgeous 5-bedroom house that I'm going to be showing you and touring just in a moment. But let me just give you some detail on it. If you're looking for something to buy, and whether it's a full-time family home or it's a coastal retreat, I think this one is going to appeal to a lot of people. It's remote, it's very, very quiet, and it's by a tidal creek, and it's really going to float your boat. And I'm sorry about the pun, but it's really going to float your boat if you're looking for something that you have got access to the water from. So to set the scene, we've got a semi-detached house, and as I said, it was built in 1955. There's a plaque on the outside wall, a concrete plaque. It was built by the Crown Estate, and as we believe, the owners have got a sense that it was originally built for as a Coast Guard cottage. So that sets the scene and the history of it. But the house itself, it's over 3 floors. Starting from the front, you've got a lovely gravel driveway that would accommodate easily 3 cars. There's a good size garage, a very good size garage, which could easily be a nice workshop if required, but loads of great storage there. The front door for the house is on the side, so you enter in through the side, and once you're in, you've got on the ground floor level, you've got 2 reception rooms and a really nice cottage style kitchen with it's fully fitted, and it's big enough to eat in, but it's a very cosy kitchen that really does suit where this place is. This area I'm in is really romantic. It's windswept romance. I think that's the only way I can describe it. We'll see more of that in a second. But anyway, I digress. We're going upstairs now to the first floor, where you've got a family bathroom and another 3 bedrooms, and then another internal staircase up to the top floor into the attic conversion, where you've also got 2 more bedrooms. Now, of the 5 bedrooms, currently 2 of them are being used as offices for the owners. They're currently working from home, along with what feels like the rest of the world. But yes, they are very happily working here, moving, and they're downsizing because they're potentially going to sort of make a little bit of a split between here and moving abroad somewhere. In the garden, we have a very nice size. There's a guy going past me on a. There we go. Guy going past me on a little rib, which is. Very good timing. Good size L-shaped garden at the back, which leads down to a pontoon. I'm going to go through the garden and the outside aspect of this, which is really one of the main unique features of the property, very shortly. But also there's a garden shed in the back, and there's also a lovely big, well, it was originally built as a boathouse, but it now doubles up as an artist studio for the owner in summer and guest accommodation. So that takes care of that. I'm going to flip the camera around, and I'm going to do a little bit of an outside tour, and then we can talk about the Faversham area afterwards. Now, before I kick off, I'm just going to recapture the outside of the house. We've had a good video tour of inside with all the stills and the imagery of what's going on and what it's like inside, but the outside is lovely, and it's where this house really does come into its own. It's gorgeous out here. Now, apologise, it's windy and it's in the middle of January, and there is no good time to film properties in this country unless you're in the middle of summer. If we stuck to filming in the middle of summer when the weather's good, we would never film anything. Let's be honest about it, but you're going to have to take it as you see it. But it's a grey day, and if you love this house and you love this exterior today, you're going to love it in the summer. So there we go, brick built house. You've got this extension on the back, and then if I just make my way around this very nice sized patio area, you've got these double doors opening, that's into the main reception space, and then just up there is that plaque with the 1955 date on it when the house was built. Right, garden, mainly lawn. When leaves are in full bloom, it's a very nice, very private, serene space. Not that you're going to get too much of the public wandering past you, because it's out in the middle of nowhere, and that's a good thing. But there's the lawn, and just over there is the water, tidal creek that we've just discussed. Is a full tide at the moment, high tide I should say, sorry, get my technical wording. Okay, this is the back of the garden, and this very neatly built out veg patch is sat nicely next to the good sized garden shed. And then just here, this is the brick built boathouse. Now this was actually built and installed by the previous owner, and bearing in mind the current owners have been here for 20 years, it's stood the test of time. It's nice and solid. It's occasionally used for guest accommodation, but primarily used as an artist studio. And what a space. It's so nice in here. Vaulted ceilings, you've got lighting, you've got electric, you've got water, you've got power, wooden flooring. It's just a really nice place. I can't in the middle of winter, I can still picture what it must be like to have those doors open and just create, listen to music, read books. It's very romantic, and the whole windswept wildness of everything's really starting to kick in with me now. And then I'm going to head down to the final stretch of garden along this L-shaped, very peaceful, quiet, private space. So if you really do want to live next to water, I don't think it gets much better. Now this is the creek, it's tidal, and this is a privately owned stretch of garden, and that pontoon is a privately owned pontoon for this house exclusively, and that boat is a 25-foot sailboat owned by the current owners of the house. And apparently there is a couple of things I've just been learning about being up here on the river. So firstly, you've got neap tides and normal tides, and a neap tide means that you have got periods of time, I think mainly in spring, when the tide raises a little bit higher, and it can creep up to just where these boats are here, but they're very occasional. And the owner's been here for 20 years, never had a problem. And if you wanted to buy a bigger boat, you can, but as long as the length of your boat doesn't go past the width of your garden, you can have a bigger boat. I would imagine you'd probably get another 10 foot on that, so you could have a 30 to 35 foot boat moored out the back if you really wanted to. That way, along the creek heads out towards the Thames and the Medway estuaries, and then just to my left that way, that takes you over to, in the direction of Faversham, which is just in that direction there. You might be able to see just, it's a bit foggy today, but you might be able to see just the spire of the church in Faversham, which is a lovely town. So there we go. It's a bit squelchy, but if you are a fan of boats, water, country living, outdoorsy lifestyle, this is great. And the owner, one of the owners I should say, informs me that she swims every day in this creek, wild swimming, if you're really into it. Not sure about the tide flow and what the undercurrents are like, but she's been doing it for 20 years and absolutely swears by it. And then one last look back up there, and just over there, you can just make out the fence post, but there is a nice walk that runs from here into Faversham in one way and out to Whitstable in the other way. It's the Saxon Walk. It's a very popular walk. It's got, I'm sure it's rooted in history, but it is a lovely walk. Dogs, just general weekend pastimes. It's a good couple of hours and a good couple of miles, but just a very nice thing to do. Okay, that takes care of a very windswept Nagadan cottages over here on the Kent coast, and in particular I couldn't really sign this off without special mention to where we're located. Now, Nagadan cottages is just on the outside of Faversham, and Faversham, I'm not even going to disguise my love of the place. It is a wonderful part of Kent, and I'm going to move to Faversham at some point in the future when my kids are older and off my plate, shall we say. For lots of good reasons. So firstly, it is a gorgeous medieval market town. You've got the old Shepherd's Neame Brewery there, which is a huge place, loads of history, and you've got it's chock full of old historic architecture, lots of grade 2. I think half of Faversham's grade 2 listed. It's that special. There's some great pubs there. You've got the Anchor, you've got the Sun Inn, there's a lovely pub B&B called The Key, which I've eaten at and stayed at. Fantastic Italian restaurant called Basilipo's, and a gorgeous little wine bar right in the middle of town run by an amazing guy called Fabio. I would urge you to go and stay there, or stay in Faversham and spend the weekend there. There's an antiques market on a Sunday, and there's also a food market every Saturday. Just very, very special and a nice place to be and chill out and socialise. The travel links are excellent. The station in the middle of town is very accessible. You can get to London very quickly. Well, you can get to St Pancras in about an hour on the high speed line, and you've also got the stopping service into Victoria as well. And if you're driving, you've got a choice of the M20 or the A2 M2. I mean, just at outside junction 6 on the M2 out here. So that's it. I'm signing off now. Hope you enjoyed it. Please leave any questions, comments, any thoughts, anything you'd like to know in the comments section below, and I'll respond to you as quickly as I can. I'll also leave the details in the comments box as well. Thanks for watching. See you on the next tour.